What is up, guys? EJ here, aka Puckbond007, and welcome to the Movie Reviewers 100, this great collaboration channel on YouTube and Facebook that I'm proud to be a part of. So this week is a great week. It's Martin Scorsese week. Absolutely one of the finest American directors of the last 50 years. Made so many great movies, so many classics, and just an interesting guy as well. Every time I see him interviewed or when he talks about film, you just know he's so knowledgeable and so passionate about film. Um, yeah, just a great director and definitely one of my favorites, probably my third favorite director. So, having said that, instead of talking about just one of his great films, I'm gonna give you my top 10 favorite Martin Scorsese films. So let's get started. Counting down from number 10. We have Bringing Out the Dead from 1999. Really underrated, great, sort of moody, atmospheric film set in Manhattan about ambulance drivers, paramedics, played by Nick Cage and Tom Sizemore especially. Patricia Arquette is in it as well. John Goodman, Ving Rhames. Just a fantastic film, really underrated. Great performances by the entire cast, and one of sort of a different story for Scorsese than the usual sort of mobster crime scene, but a really good film with great performances. Bringing Out the Dead at number 9. Okay, up next, one of his early films. We have Mean Streets at number 9. I think I already said that twice now. From 1973, great film, of course, set in New York's Little Italy, about a bunch of small-time crooks, hoodlums, mobsters, played by Harvey Keitel and Robert De Niro, of course. The first time the two of them paired up, you'll hear Robert De Niro's name quite a lot in this video for obvious reasons. But yeah, great movie. Sort of set up Scorsese's relationship with New York and the mob scene, crime movies, and Robert De Niro as an actor. Terrific film, one of the best of the 70s. I still love it. Mean Streets at number 9. Okay, up next at number 8, his most recent film. I had to include one of his two recent films because I loved them both. And that is The Wolf of Wall Street, my second favorite film of last year. I actually haven't done my top 10 list of last year yet, but I absolutely loved it. Leo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort, this hotshot young stockbroker, takes New York City by storm. Yes, there's a lot of excess in this film. It's all about sex, drugs, more sex, more drugs, a little bit of FBI in there with John Hamm, Jonah Hill, great. And of course, introduced most of us to Margot Robbie. She was a bit of alright. Always loved Leo DiCaprio and Scorsese together. You'll hear his name a lot as well in this video. I loved it. My second favorite film of last year, The Wolf of Wall Street. Okay, up next at number 7, we have Casino from 1995. Again, of course, Scorsese teams up with Robert De Niro. And of course Sharon Stone, Joe Pesci, who has worked with him a few times as well. Yeah, great film about Las Vegas and the mob in 1973, and Robert De Niro is a casino owner. Just a fantastic film. James Woods as well, great in it. Casino, one of Scorsese's best from the 90s. Absolutely love it. Just a beautiful looking picture as well, and great performances from a standout cast. Obviously, Casino at number 7. Okay, now we move on to the 10 out of 10s, because all the rest of these are 10s. At number 6, we have Gangs of New York from 2002. Fantastic, epic film set in New York's 5 Points. Of course, the flow of immigrants into New York City sort of created these gang wars between Irish immigrants and so on. Daniel Day-Lewis as Bill the Butcher, just a fantastic performance in this movie, and of course DiCaprio Leo again as the young man who wants to take vengeance for the death of his father. Cameron Diaz I liked a lot in this as well. Just a fantastic looking movie. Just a brilliant sort of scope and scale when it came to creating New York during that time period. I thought was fantastic. Just a great film, Gangs of New York from 2002. Okay, up next. We have The Aviator from 2004. Again, Leo, fantastic as Howard Hughes, eccentric millionaire, Hollywood producer, and aviation pioneer, of course, with all the innovations he made in the aerial field. Yeah, just a fantastic film. Absolutely one of my favorite DiCaprio performances. I think this is the one he should have won for, out of all the ones he's been nominated for in the past decade or so. Kate Blanchett, great as Katharine Hepburn, of course. Kate Beckinsale as Ava Gardner. You got a great supporting cast. People like Alan Alda, John C. Reilly, Alec Baldwin, Gwen Stefani, Jude Law, and so on. Just a fantastic looking movie. Absolutely loved it. The Aviator, my favorite film of 2004. Yeah, just a great movie. Okay, up next, number 4, we have The Departed from 2006. Finally, the film that Marty won his Best Director Oscar for, and it was well deserved because this was my favorite film of 2006. Just a fantastic movie with a brilliant cast. Leo again, Jack Nicholson, awesome as the Irish crime boss, and just such an interesting sort of dynamic between the mob and the mole inside the mob, and then the detectives and the mole inside the detectives. Of course, a remake of Infernal Affairs. Yeah, fantastic cast. Leo, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, Vera Farmiga, just to name a few. Yeah, just a brilliant film. Good fellows with cell phones, as it sort of became known. So many great moments. The ending is just unbelievable. Lots of double crosses and shocking moments, if you like. But a brilliant film from beginning to end, and certainly one of my favorite films of the past decade, The Departed. Okay, up next at number 3. Can't go wrong with Raging Bull from 1980, of course. Scorsese and De Niro team up again. The story of boxer Jake LaMotta. Joe Pesci, fantastic as his best friend and trainer. Kathy Moriarty, brilliant as well. Beautiful black and white cinematography. Just fantastic fight scenes. Just a really hard, gritty look at a boxer and a man. Ferocious performance by De Niro, fantastic. Raging Bull at number 3. Okay, up next we have number 2, and it is Taxi Driver from 1976. Again, Robert De Niro, just fantastic as Travis Bickle, the taxi driver who sort of becomes disillusioned with the city and his life and life in general. A young Jodie Foster as the prostitute. Just a brilliant film, fantastic performance by De Niro. Are You Talking to Me? That whole bit. Yeah, just a brilliant film. And one of my favorite Scorsese's, Taxi Driver at number 2. And that leaves, of course, number 1 has to be, for me, it's Goodfellas from 1990. Just a brilliant film about Henry Hill and the mob. Fantastic performance by Ray Liotta. Doesn't get mentioned nearly enough as a really good actor over the years, but this is probably his finest moment. Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, of course, awesome. Lorraine Bracco and Paul Sorvino, great as well. just a fantastic film. There's not a bad scene in this movie. There's not a wrong note in this film. I absolutely love it. One of my top 15 movies of all time. Um, Goodfellas, number one. My favorite Martin Scorsese film. So that is my list. Let me know what you think. Of course, most of you have already seen all these movies, so I don't have to ask if you've seen them. But yeah, obviously it's a great week on the Movie Reviewers 100, so make sure you check out the guys' videos this week. Sadly, I could not include all of Scorsese's films. I left out Hugo, which I was a huge fan of. Films like Cape Fear and King of New York and so on. But yeah, just a fantastic director, Martin Scorsese, one of the greats. And thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.